related to the Wuhan cases. There are a total of at least 59 cases of the Wuhan pneumonia. 7 patients reported to be currently in serious condition, no deaths reported, and China has not been able to identify what this strain is. But as reported at the top of this segment, it has ruled out SARS, it has ruled out MERS. Now, several countries, they've also issued...
A dangerous virus is spreading rapidly in China, and U.S. officials are very worried that it could come here. China has more than 200 confirmed cases of coronavirus, it's called, which produces pneumonia-like symptoms. 3 people have already died from this illness, which has spread to at least 3 other Asian countries.
Breaking news. The first death from coronavirus here in the United States. A man in his 50s dying from COVID-19 infection in Washington state. Authorities describe him as an at-risk patient, but say he had no apparent travel to China. It is one of several new cases there. The governor declaring a state of emergency. President Trump and his team confirming the fatality at a news conference this afternoon.
Remember, I want to emphasize what was just said. We're not going to go from here to there overnight. It's going to be a gradual ratcheting up that I believe is going to happen quickly, so that then we can start talking about things and put behind us the multiple understandable questions about testing and move on to see how we can make this multifaceted approach really work for us. Because as I've said many times, and I'll repeat it, the worst is yet ahead for us. It is how we respond to that challenge that's going to determine what the ultimate endpoint is going to be.
People are taking pictures. One mic is closing.
Yeah, it feels like it, doesn't it?
I know.
This line for toilet paper, okay. Thank you.
guide us then to what today to give us this distance. Keep your hands clean, wash with soap and water, and respect each other as we all meet or go through this trying time. Make each other very easy.
family and in Houston, where a dire situation is unfolding, a surge of COVID patients has some hospitals here scrambling to find beds in other Texas cities.
The patients end up basically backing up in the emergency room. They're quote-unquote boarding in the emergency room because there are no beds in the hospital for them.
New infections in Texas soared to an all-time high of 8,076 cases today. More than 6,900 are hospitalized with the virus. At this Houston emergency clinic, desperate measures.
We had to send patients as far as Huntsville or Galveston, which is from here, if you do the map, it is more than 50 miles away.
San Antonio is emerging as a hotspot. Cases nearly doubling in 10 days. More than 800 nurses are coming in to help.
The numbers speak for themselves. I'm very concerned, and I'm not satisfied with what's going on because we're going in the wrong direction.
After Dr. Anthony Fauci.
As coronavirus numbers surge in Houston, the battle to save lives is increasingly uphill.
Okay, I'm calling this faultless electrical activity for reporting.
And I am very sorry for your loss.
Delivering heartbreaking news to coronavirus patients' families has been a constant for Dr. Verone.
That's the one thing that you don't want to do when you're a doctor. But you gotta do it. I mean, somebody has to do it.
He's worked more than 100 days straight without rest. John Moan, Associated Press, Houston.
We are coming on the air right now with some breaking news. The FDA has just issued an emergency use authorization order for Pfizer's vaccine. Now, that clears the way for the vaccine to be shipped all across our country. The first batch of doses.
Ben and Emily, this is being called great news. The president of Moderna saying it shows that we are closer to the end of the pandemic than we are to the beginning. The company is involved.
More good news on the COVID vaccine front, with Moderna announcing a 94.5% effective rate for its experimental vaccine.
Today is truly a historic day. For 7 months, we have realized the greatest public-private partnership in modern times. Doctors, scientists, researchers, factory workers, logisticians, and hundreds more have all come together for a singular purpose. That purpose, save lives and end the pandemic. I am absolutely 100% confident that we are going to distribute safely this precious commodity, this vaccine needed to defeat the enemy, COVID.
More than 200 active-duty U.S. Air Force troops from around the country will fully vaccinate 126,000 people here over the next 6 weeks. There are even more new vaccines coming to the Houston area. CVS announced today they'll be giving them at around 15 more local pharmacies. The company started booking appointments today.